Hey gang, so let's begin with an overview of SEO. I want to talk about why search is so important to start out with, and then we'll dive into a little bit of how searchers are actually using search engines, how that traffic flows on the web, and how it flows through a search engine's results as well. So let's start with this question. Imagine you're trying to pitch someone and tell them why SEO matters so much. Is search really that big of a deal? And the answer is, yeah, search is actually still a huge deal. It's a way that a ton of the web's discovery happens. So when you open up a browser or perform a search on your mobile device, that all gets counted as search activity. And we have some cool data on this. Unfortunately, we only have desktop data, so we're talking about maybe half of the internet activity, about half of it is on mobile now. But this data comes to us from a company called SimilarWeb. SimilarWeb has this great panel of many millions of users whose browser activity they track on desktop, and they're able to tell us how much traffic flows from any given source. So naturally, as you might expect, direct traffic is a huge source of traffic. That's people's home pages, that's them navigating directly, going via bookmarks, and also a lot of traffic that is doesn't have a referral string. So it could come from search, could come from social, could come from links, but it doesn't carry a referral string, meaning the source told the browser, oh, we're sending you from here over to here. That all gets counted in direct. That's the biggest share of the pie here at 43%. Email, pretty tiny, 0.36%, but remember, since it's browser-only activity, this email number is only going to capture in-browser email. So if you use any kind of offline client, it won't be in there. Referring links sends a pretty good share of traffic, 21%. That is essentially people linking from other websites to other places on the web. And this is one of the things, you know, when we're talking in SEO, we talk a lot about the value of links. That's because links help you with not just search, but the traffic that you get from them directly too. And that can be very powerful. And then search, here it is, almost 28% of all the traffic on the web flows through search engines. That's very significant, right? A little more than a quarter, almost a third of all the traffic that flows on the web. You know, when we've compared in the past, we've looked at how much traffic does Facebook send externally to websites versus how much does Google send. And if you take out the top 50 or so sites that get traffic from Facebook, the rest of the internet gets a very, very small percentage. In fact, so small that it looks like Google sends about 10 times more traffic than Facebook does out of the network. So look, Facebook can be great, but for my purposes, I'd much rather rank well in search than have lots of followers and fans on Facebook. You know, I can't even reach them all given how EdgeRank and the newsfeed work these days. And then display ads send 1.5%. That's actually, I think that's pretty respectable. Every different industry, every niche, every website is going to be different. These percentages shouldn't align to your marketing efforts necessarily, because your customers, your audience might be in different places. But this is critical to consider, where are the traffic potentials out there on the web? Why is it that search traffic is so valuable, and why am I so passionate about it? The answer can be explained in this tiny, adorable comic that I've drawn with stick figures, because I'm not actually an artist. Basically, when you're searching, you're saying, hey, I want this thing right now. I need this thing right now. I need an answer to my question right now. I need this product. I need to know which product to get. I need to know where to go to get this service. And that is incredibly powerful, because it's not just intent, but it's temporal, right? It's timely in nature. So our friend here says, I want this thing right now. He goes over and searches for the best headphones. Maybe he's going on a trip. And there you go. He gets to, let's say, CNET's page about which is the best bet for headphones. And then he goes off to the store to buy them. And CNET gets some revenue from that. And the store gets some revenue from that. And this guy gets the best headphones he could get. This is the power of search, right? Every other kind of demand, whether it's display ads or social, is much more latent. It's sort of sitting there waiting for you. TV ads, right? Billboards, radio, all of that stuff is projecting a message to you, hoping that you later need or recollect that you want that product, right? As opposed to knowing that you need it at the exact moment that you need it. So a lot of these other things can create demand. Search is often how that demand gets fulfilled. Next piece, let's talk about how these search results work. I think this is going to be critically important for understanding how we do SEO and why it's so critical to worry about SEO even if we are appearing in some of the rankings. I'll show you what I mean. So if I Google best headphones, what I'm going to see at the top is I'll see some ads. There's a few types of ads. These will probably, right now, they're product ads, and Google's showing a few recommendations. And then they have the very traditional AdWords ads. And those would go down here as well on the sidebar on the right-hand side. And then Google might insert some other types of things, right? They might have some results from Twitter. They might have news if there's some special news that's come out recently about headphones. They might show images, all those kinds of things. On average, these organic results that we're most traditionally used to, what we'd call the 10 blue links, that kind of stuff, that organic content gets about 82% of all the clicks on average across Google's entire network of searches, of which there are many, many billions a day. We think right now we're estimating that that's somewhere between 6 and 10 billion searches per day happening on Google, about half on desktop, half on mobile. And of those billions of searches, 82% go into the organic results. That's a ton. Yet, here's what's fascinating. So 18% of the clicks go to paid search, right? This is what's crazy. On average, businesses and organizations' budgets are split exactly the opposite. About 80% of budget across, the Fortune 500 or the tens of thousands of smaller businesses that you can survey and see, about 80% of budget goes to AdWords, and then 20% goes to SEO, 20% goes to organic. This is kind of awesome. This is awesome for you, and it's awesome for me. It's awesome because it means that everyone is investing all their energy in trying to get traffic from these sources and not very much from these sources. Sweet. That means opportunity for us. Last thing we're going to look at here is click-through rates. So when you're thinking, hey, I'm already ranking number 5, I'm ranking number 6, how much opportunity do I really have if I could move up in the rankings? Well, the answer is it's pretty substantive. So, in the first position, you're getting on average, and granted these numbers can vary somewhat widely, but on average, the first position is getting around 31% of all the clicks, drops to 14% for position 2, 10%, 7, 5.5. And then, 6 through 10 are getting 3.7% collectively. Page 2 gets about 4% collectively, and page 3 through 1 million gets 1.6%. There's a saying, the best place to hide a dead body is on page 3 of Google. No one looks there. So this is why, right, if I'm ranking number 5 today, by moving to number 2 or to number 1, I could potentially increase my traffic 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It's incredible potential for more traffic, incredible potential to use SEO to earn visitors who want exactly what you have right now.